Yes, Amma, good afternoon. Good afternoon, all. Now, today we will discuss about colligative properties. My offline classes are started from tomorrow morning onwards. Amma. So you can come morning 9 a.m. Pujita, Lahari, someone came with a dot without name. So can you change into your name? Yes, someone. Today we will discuss about basics of colligative properties and formulas of colligative properties. What are colligative properties? Colligative properties are the properties of dilute solutions. Properties of dilute solutions are called colligative properties. Properties of dilute solutions called colligative properties. Mainly they depends on number of solute particles. Number of solute particles or concentration of solution. Colligative properties mainly depends on number of solute particles or concentration of the solution. Now, what they are colligative properties? They are four. One is RLVP, relative lowering of vapor pressure. One is RLVP, and second one is elevation in boiling point. It is represented by delta TB. And third one, that is depression in freezing point, means decreasing in freezing point. It is represented by delta TF, and osmotic pressure we know that is pi, right? Relative lowering of vapor pressure, elevation in boiling point. Elevation means increasing in boiling point. Third one, depression in freezing point. Fourth one, that is osmotic pressure, right? Now, first we will discuss about relative lowering of vapor pressure, RLVP, in which first one, lowering of vapor pressure. First, what is meant by vapor pressure? Simply we can say that is pressure due to vapor called vapor pressure. So lowering of vapor pressure, when vapor pressure decreases, lowers, actually we have two types of solutes. Generally we have two types of solutes. What are volatile solutes? Volatile solutes, and second one is non-volatile solutes. Volatile solutes and non-volatile solutes. Volatile solutes means solutes are substances which are having low boiling points, low boiling point and high vapor pressure. High vapor pressure, low boiling point and high vapor pressure. Now coming to non-volatile substances, substances which are having high boiling point, substances which are having high boiling point and low vapor pressure. Low vapor pressure, for example, take ether, or very generalized, very simplest example, that is petrol. If you are open a petrol tank, then what will you observe? Petrol ready to vaporize. So that is why it is having high vapor pressure. What about boiling point of petrol? It is very low, right? That is why ether, petrol, higher alkanes, carbon disulfide, acetone, toluene, etc. belongs to volatile substances, right? Now coming to non-volatile substances. Simplest example, NaCl, sodium chloride, sucrose, right? Sodium chloride, sucrose, water, etc. For example, take water. What is the boiling point of water? 100 degrees centigrade, very high boiling point, right? Now to the pure solvent. If I am taking pure solvent, to the pure solvent, what I am doing? Now I am adding For example, if you take pure as a pure solvent is water. Take pure solvent is water. Water boiling point is actually 100 degrees centigrade, right? To the water, now what I'm doing? I'm adding sodium chloride, NaCl. Now what about this? Is sodium chloride is acts like solute, right? Which type of solute it is? Non-volatile solute. To the pure solvent, now what we are doing? We are adding salt to pure solvent. Then what we get? It becomes or it forms solution, right? Now to the pure solvent, when we are adding NaCl, we get solution. Now first boiling point of pure solvent is 100 degrees centigrade. Now what about boiling point of salt solution? Boiling point of salt solution increases or decreases? Boiling point of salt solution increases or decreases? Tell me, Amma. When salt is added to pure solvent, then what we are observing? Boiling point increases or decreases? Salt to water boiling point. Boiling point of water 100 degrees centigrade. When we are adding non-volatile solute, when we are adding non-volatile solute to the pure solvent, boiling point increases. Boiling point increases and vapor pressure decreases. See, Amma, how vapor pressure decreases? For example, take one container. This container is filled with first time pure solvent, only water, like this. These are water molecules or pure solvent molecules, right? These are pure solvent molecules. When we are heating with a Bunsen flame, pure water vapor, pure solvent molecules ready to vapor. Now, to this vapor, to the pure solvent, here now we are adding salt, like any non-volatile solute. Add non-volatile solute. Generally, what we are observing, non-volatile solute particles occupies the surface of pure solvent. Now tell me, Amma. See, non-volatile solute particles occupies the surface of pure solvent. So if you are heating, when see before heating, number of solvent molecules which can be converted into vapor state are more. Now, see, after addition of non-volatile solute to the pure solvent, after addition of non-volatile solute to the pure solvent, see, non-volatile solute particles occupies the surface of pure solvent. Therefore, now if we are heating, what we are observing, Amma? Number of solute particles, so number of solvent molecules which can be converted into vapor state or decreases. Number of solvent molecules which can be converted into vapor state or decreases. It is due to same solute particles occupies the surface of pure solvent. Now tell me, before addition of non-volatile solute, vapor pressure of pure solvent is more. After addition of non-volatile solute to the pure solvent, what we are observing? Non-volatile solute particles occupies the surface, only surface of the solvent. Then what we are observing, Amma? Number of solvent molecules can be converted into vapor state or decreases. That is called decreasing in vapor pressure. That is nothing but lowering of vapor pressure, right? Is this clear, Lahari? Pujita?
Yes, sir.
Now, lowering of vapor pressure. Lowering of vapor pressure is nothing but, see, Amma, lowering of vapor pressure is nothing but decreasing in vapor pressure, which is represented by P naught minus Ps. P naught minus Ps, that is equal to delta P. Delta P is equal to P naught minus Ps, where P naught is the vapor pressure of pure solvent, where Ps is the vapor pressure of solution. Now tell me, Amma, vapor pressure of solvent or vapor pressure of solution, which one is more? Vapor pressure of solvent or vapor pressure of solution, which one is more? CM this formula. Always we are removing from CM, subtracting, or doing from higher value to lower value. Now tell me, P naught is the P naught not always represents vapor pressure of solvents. Vapor pressure of pure solvent. Always we are doing higher value minus lower value, right? PS is the vapor pressure of solution. Now tell me which one is higher? Solvent or solution?
Solvent, sir.
Vapor pressure of pure solvent greater than that of vapor pressure of solution. Don't forget it is said to be lowering of vapor pressure. Now coming to RLVP. Now coming to RLVP. Relative lowering of vapor pressure. Relative lowering of vapor pressure, which is nothing but same delta P by P naught. It is the ratio of. It is the ratio of. Same. It is the ratio of what is delta P? Lowering of vapor pressure to the vapor pressure of pure solvent. It is the ratio of lowering of vapor pressure to the vapor pressure of pure solvent. Therefore, how can we write delta P? That is already we know that P naught minus PS by P naught. P naught minus PS by P naught called relative lowering of vapor pressure. Is this clear for you, Amma? RLVP, relative lowering of vapor pressure, is equal to P naught minus PS by P naught. How can we define it? It is the ratio of lowering of vapor pressure to the vapor pressure of pure solvent. Vapor pressure of pure solvent. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Amna. Now, according to Raoult's law, we know that is RLVP is equal to mole fraction of solute. Here we are discussing only important terms. Actually, this is not a regular class. That is where we are discussing only important one. Relative lowering of vapor pressure equal to mole fraction of solute. Actually, we have two types of Raoult's laws. Raoult's law 1 and second Raoult's law. This is second Raoult's law. First law tells about liquid systems, liquid in liquid type. But here we are discussing about only solid in liquid type. RLVP directly proportional to mole fraction of solute. So how can we write RLVP? RLVP equal to P naught minus PS by P naught, right? P naught minus PS by P naught is equal to mole fraction of solute. This is first step. Each and every step is most important, and each and every step is important. One of the important formula for NEET student. One of the important formula for NEET students. Now, how can we write mole fraction of solute? How can we write mole fraction of solute? Yesterday we discussed it is P naught minus PS by P naught is equal to number of moles of solute over number of moles of solute plus number of moles of solvent. Number of moles of solute by number of moles of solute plus number of moles of solvent. Now see, Amma, 1 second. For example, to the now I am taking 1 liter of water. To the 1 liter of water, now I am adding only small 0.05 grams of sodium chloride, salt. Can we say it is salt solution or it is considered as water? Larry, Pujita, Hmm? Can we say it is ma?
Water solution only, sir.
Only water, not solution, right? Only we considered as water only, because of where we are adding very less amount of salt. In the same way, see Amma, here number of moles of solute plus number of moles of solvent. See, if number of moles of solvent is very greater than that of number of moles of solute, so can I take number of moles of solute plus number of moles of solvent is equal to number of moles of solvent? Is this clear for you? Number of moles of solvent. Substitute in this formula, then what we get? P naught minus PS by P naught is equal to P naught minus PS by P naught equal to number of moles of solute by total number of moles of solute plus number of moles of solvent is taken as number of moles of solvent, because of here number of moles of solute is very less than that of number of moles of solvent, or number of moles of solvent very much greater than that of number of moles of solute. So we can write number of moles of solvent, right? Again, how can we write number of moles? Number of moles of solute and number of moles of solvent in the form of weights and molecular masses. Weight by molecular mass, right? Weight by molecular mass. Substitute here P naught minus PS by P naught is equal to number of moles of solute, small w by small m, weight of solute by molecular mass of solute, which is on reciprocal, right? Number of moles of solvent, reciprocal, we get capital M by capital W. Each and every step is most important one. Copy it up to here. Lahari Pujita. Copy it. Pujita, come tomorrow for offline class. From tomorrow onwards, I will start new lesson. We will discuss from starting one periodic table and properties. Periodic properties. Now, how can we derive the relationship between? How can we derive a relationship between relative lowering of vapor pressure to molality? RLVP to molarity. Divide and multiply with 1000. So then rearrange this formula. Rearrange it, rearrange the formula. Then it becomes P naught minus PS by P naught is equal to
Sir,
weight by
video is not visible, sir.
Video is not visible.
Ah.
1 second. 1 minute. Now see, which is on rearranging 1000 by weight of solvent into what we are having here, remaining terms. Molecular mass of solvent by 1000. Same again, 1000 gets cancelled, again we get same one here. Therefore, tell me what is this term? Weight by molecular weight into 1000 by weight of solvent. Weight of solvent, 1000 by weight of solvent in grams. So what is the formula? It is for molality. Therefore, P0 minus PS by P0 is equal to molality into molecular weight of solvent by 1000. Most important one. Copy them. Is it clear for you, Lahari, Pujita?
Yes, sir.
Copied, Amma?
Yes, sir.
Next one, elevation in boiling point. It is represented by delta TB. Elevation means increasing in boiling point. Now only we discuss it is when boiling point of solution, when boiling point of solvent increases, when we are adding non-volatile solute to the pure solvent. When we are adding non-volatile solute to the pure solvent, boiling point of the solution increases. Right? For example, take salt solution. Boiling point of salt solution is greater than that of 100 degrees centigrade. What about boiling point of only pure water? That is up to 100 degrees centigrade, right? Boiling point of pure water, Amma. Boiling point of pure water is 100 degrees centigrade, and boiling point of salt solution, that is greater than 100 degrees centigrade, which means that boiling point of solution always greater than that of boiling point of pure solvent because of CMA. One, see this slide. CMA, when boiling point of solution increases, see, if you are heating the solution, solute particles occupies the surface of solvent. So number of molecules which can be converted into vapor state decreases. Therefore, boiling point increases, right? Due to this reason, boiling point of solution increases. So delta TB is equal to boiling point of solution minus boiling point of pure solvent. How much of increasing in boiling point? Always represented by delta. Delta change in boiling point represented by delta T. Delta change always represented with delta, right? So TB here indicates the boiling point. Elevation in boiling point. How much of increasing in boiling point? That is delta TB equal to TS minus T0. Don't forget, it is boiling point of pure solution. Sorry, boiling point of solution always greater than that of boiling point of pure solvent. Next one, as concentration, all these are same. Elevation in boiling point related to lowering of vapor pressure, osmotic pressure, depression in freezing point. All colligative properties are mainly depends on number of solute particles or concentration of the solution. Number of solute particles or concentration of the solution. So therefore delta TB here directly proportional to molality. Delta TB here we are using concentration term, that is molality, not molarity. Don't forget it is molality, because of as temperature changes, only molality and mole fraction constant term, remaining all are changes. Because of molarity, normality, all are depends upon volume of the solution. But in the case of molality, once write molality formula, weight by molecular weight into 1000 by where weight of solvent in grams or kilograms. Is weight changes with temperature? No. That is where here we are using concentration term, that is molality. Most of the students don't know why we are taking here molality, because of we are discussing about only temperature. Here temperature increases or decreases. With temperature increases or decreases, volume of the solution changes. So once CM write molarity formula, molarity number of moles by volume in liters, right? It depends upon volume, so indirectly depends upon temperature. Try to write normality formula, normality equal to again number of gram equivalents by volume in liters. These two are depends on temperature indirectly, because of as volume changes with the temperature. So in elevation boiling point, if we are discussing of elevation boiling point, always we are taking molality, because of molality do not depends on temperature. Clear? Now delta TB directly proportional to molality. So some exceptional cases we are taking molality also, but this is most important one. Delta TB directly proportional to molality. Now delta TB is equal to, here I am taking proportionality constant, that is Kb, ebuloscopic constant or molar elevation constant. Ebuloscopic constant, which is also called molar elevation constant, right? Delta TB equal to Kb into molarity, right? This is one of the most important formula to calculate delta TB. But already we know that what is delta TB, that is Ts minus T naught. If I am taking, this is equation 1 and this is equation 2, substitute equation 1 and equation 2, substitute equation 1 and equation 2, then what we get, Amma? Substitute equation 1 and equation 2, on substitution what we get? Can I write Ts minus T naught in place of delta TB? Then it is Ts minus T naught is equal to Kb into molarity. It is also one of the useful formula. CMO, if you know the formula and how to substitute the given data into formula, for NEET student it very easy physical chemistry, right? Next, can I substitute? Can I expand molality formula? Right? Ts minus T naught is equal to Kb into molality, weight of solute by molecular weight of solute into 1000 by weight of solvent. Here each and every one is most important one. Copy it. Mr. Malhari, is this clear for you? Elevation boiling point. Any doubt? Yes, sir. Next one, depression in freezing point. Depression means decreasing. Depression means decreasing in freezing point. When freezing point decreases, actually depression in freezing point is denoted with delta TF, F freezing point, where B represents boiling point, right? Now say a depression in the freezing point. When freezing point decreases, again same reason. To the pure solvent, if you are adding non-volatile solute, boiling point increases, freezing point decreases. Boiling point increases, freezing point decreases. Take water, freezing point. Water freezing point 0 degrees centigrade. What about salt water? Yes, Amma. Freezing point of salt water is less than that of pure solvent water. That is where delta TF is equal to delta TF always is equal to, see Amma, here T0 minus TS. Freezing point of pure solvent always greater than that of freezing point of solution. Freezing point of pure solvent greater than that of freezing point of solution. But in the case of here, elevation in boiling point, boiling point of solution always greater than that of boiling point of pure solvent. Already we know that what is the boiling point of pure water? 100 degrees centigrade. Salt solution or sucrose solution or glucose solution. The boiling points of all these solutions is greater than 100 degrees centigrade. That is why we are taking here first del TS, after that T0. But here in depression and freezing point, T0 is greater than that of TS, where T0 is the freezing point of pure solvent, where TS is the freezing point of solution. In the same way, like elevation in boiling point directly proportional to the concentration term, because of all colligative properties directly proportional to number of solute particles or concentration of the solution. Why we are taking here molality? Already we know that. Now only we discuss it is. So again, delta TF is equal to, I am writing directly, KF into molality. What is KF here? Cryoscopic constant. KF is a cryoscopic constant or molar depression constant. Molar depression constant. So expand this formula. Can I write T0 minus TS in place of delta TF? Yes. T0 minus TS is equal to KF into molality. Now expand formula of molality. KF into weight of solute by molecular weight of solute into 1000 by weight of solvent. This is weight of solvent. Copy up to here. Yes, Amma. Osmotic pressure. Osmotic pressure. The pressure required to stop the osmosis is called osmotic pressure. Simple one. The pressure required to stop the osmosis is called osmotic pressure, which can be represented by pi. Osmotic pressure. The pressure required to stop osmosis is called osmotic pressure. As same as ideal gas equation, we have 1/2 equation for osmotic pressure. According to 1/2, all dilute solutions behaves like gases. According to 1/2, all dilute solutions behaves like gases. Actually, what are colligative properties? Properties of dilute solutions, right? Properties of dilute solutions are called colligative properties, right? In the same way, now we are discussing about only properties of dilute solutions. According to Van 't Hoff, all dilute solutions behaves like gases. Tell me among for gases. Actually, for for solutions or for liquids, are usually denoted with a pi. Now tell me, Emma, according to gases, what is Boyle's law? P is inversely proportional to V, right? Here, pi is inversely proportional to volume, which is called Van 't Hoff Boyle's law. Now, what about Charles' law? Van 't Hoff Charles' law. V proportional to T. What about Van 't Hoff Gay-Lussac's law? Pi proportional to T. Pi proportional to T. Now, from all these relations, what of yes, from all these relations, we are deriving one formula, that is pi is equals to C into S into T. C into S into T. Okay. From all these relations, we can derive the formula pi is equals to C into S into T, where pi is the osmotic pressure, C is the concentration of the given solution, where S is the solution constant, like gas constant. R, S value, R value, both are same. They are 0.0821 liter atmosphere, mole inverse and Kelvin inverse. Mole inverse and Kelvin inverse, where T is the absolute temperature. Temperature must be taken in kelvins, right? How can we expand C? What is C here? Concentration term. Concentration can be sometimes expressed in molality and molarities also. If you are expressing in molarity, can I write like this? Pi is equals to number of moles by volume into S into T. S into T. Take V this side. Then what we get, Amma? Pi V is equals to NST, or pi V is equals to nRT. All these formulas are most important one, right? Any doubts in today's session? Actually, we have more questions on the basis of osmotic pressure, right? Dissociation constant, how to calculate degree of dissociation, and how to calculate Van 't Hoff factors, and how to calculate highest boiling point, highest vapor pressure, lowest boiling point, lowest vapor pressure. Okay, from here we will discuss in next class. Any doubts in today's session? Lahari Pujita. Any doubts, Amma? Tomorrow we will discuss from here. If it is possible, I will start new lesson tomorrow. Because of yes, Amma. Okay, Amma. Bye, Lahari. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.